Like, I remember we were in Montreal and this little guy played before us, and we were like, this guy is like amazing, super cool.
Yeah, we kept going up to him like, what's this tune? He's like, it's my tune. And
Yeah,
every tune was his tune.
Every
and we were
tune
like,
was
what?
his tune.
They're so good, what's going on?
Yeah, and they were all amazing. He was doing these crazy edits of like quite well-known or old R&B tunes and stuff. We were like, this guy was sick. And then 6 months later, we were like, this tune, or maybe less, this tune went viral and we went on and we were like, wait, this Kaye guy, like he looks really, really familiar. And it turns out his first ever show, he was supporting us there, which is mad really thinking about that now. But, and he was the one doing it. And it felt like there was a really quick movement. You know what, it was mad as well, because around that point as well, we found FKJ, his stuff, and all the French guys as well, because like, and we got really obsessed with their stuff because that was really close to what we were doing.
The options now performing live are kind of endless. It's a rabbit hole that I think we've been always a bit scared to go down, so it's good that we've done this.
There's so much going on in this hardware that it actually is, you don't need to necessarily play the instruments, you know. It felt like doing this performance here, we were sort of saying, should we be playing more of the parts and stuff? But because there's so much going on, you can control the movement of the track so much. That in itself is a new style of instrument, and to be able to do the drum samples and then sample something melodic and then change, you know, the MIDI line on, you know, that we were sending out to the AS1, and to be able to sort of keep everything changing and moving throughout the mix, and then to play on top of it and everything else is, yeah, it's mad. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I did always look at like Justice and Simian Mobile Disco and stuff when we were way younger, starting out, and see those videos of their performances, particularly Simian Mobile Disco, when they're just in this like spaceship, you know, just like making loads of mad noises going, wow, this is like, you know, that's where I want to end up. In the end, like, our music naturally took us a different direction to that. And you can't fight against that. That's just the way we've gone, and that's clearly just part of who we are. But then being able to sort of go back to that and just mess around, and you know, we do that in the studio even if it doesn't end up on the track. So to be able to then bring it to life in a live format and kind of show a view into what we're doing.
I mean, we've been doing this for like 10 plus years, but we've experienced lots of mad things in the music industry. And I think labels, they want to make money. Obviously, it's really hard to make money out of music nowadays from streaming and all these things.
We benefited massively from being on one early on, which then pushed us very quickly. Now we're sort of trying to do it independently. It's very important in this day and age to keep your masters, and it's the thing that has meant that we've wanted to continue now and stayed happy, because we had a long time where we felt really disillusioned by the industry.
Definitely.
And people can see that because there's a big gap in between our releases. And you know, if you wondered what was going on then, well, we were stuck on a major label. They wouldn't let us release anything. We had to buy ourselves out.
We were shelved.
And we basically couldn't make any music at that point in time. So it was a really hard time for us. I think my advice would be, there are many ways to get music out there, but if you're willing to accept, you know, that you may not have as big a push on, say, Spotify or whatever it is, but you're willing to keep control of your music and realise you might not make as much money initially out of it, but in the long term you will own that music. The art that you created will stay mostly yours.